Hey friends, Ashish here from Guiding Tech, and here's our full review of the all-new Zenfone Max with the Snapdragon 615 processor. So let's get started and have a look. So let's start with the specifications of first. Zenfone Max is powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 615 octa-core processor clocked at 1.5 GHz and an Adreno 405 GPU, and it comes in 2 and 3 GB of RAM variants. The internal storage is 32 GB and you get an option to expand the memory using the microSD card. The display is 5.5-inch IPS LCD with a 720p resolution at 267 ppi. The rear camera is 13 megapixel with laser autofocus, and the front-facing shooter is 5 megapixel, and to power all that you get a battery of 5000 mAh. Now after the technical specifications, let's talk about the design of the device. The Zenfone Max that I am using has an orange back panel, but it also comes in blue apart from the usual black and the white panel. There is nothing on the left edge and you have a golden rim that's run along all the side. On the right you have the power and the volume rockers, which look pretty tactile. At the top you have the 3.5mm audio port, and at the bottom you have the micro USB charging port along with the microphone. At the back you get a 13 megapixel camera with dual tone LED flash and laser autofocus with a secondary noise cancellation microphone, and at the bottom you have the speaker grills with the Asus branding. At the front you have a 5 megapixel camera with hardware navigation keys, which are again non-backlit just like any other Zen phones. The back panel has leathery texture and is not at all slippery, and the panel is removable, and inside you get a dual SIM tray and a separate memory card slot. The device does have rounded edges and is comfortable to hold, but the added weight at 200 grams because of the battery might be an issue for a few out there. All in all, the device is similar to the original Zenfone Max, which was launched back in Jan 2016. Now let's talk about the display. The display of the Zenfone Max is 5.5-inch at 720p, which is good enough for your basic multimedia and gaming needs. However, there are phones like Ecola 1S and Redmi Note 3 which provide better display at 1080p. The sharpness and color reproduction of the Zenfone Max also lacks when compared to other devices in the same price segment. The only bright side of the HD display is the lower weight on the processor, and thus making your battery last longer. In terms of software, you get the option to choose various display settings like Vivid, Natural to suit your reading needs in different environment. With the Snapdragon 615 octa-core processor clocked at 1.5 GHz and Adreno 306 GPU, the option to choose between 3 GB of RAM other than the 2 GB, the performance has slightly improved when compared to the original Zenfone Max. However, the device still has some performance issues when it comes to hardcore gaming and multitasking, but in daily overall usage, you will not notice any lags whatsoever. Now talking about the camera, the first thing that I would like to say is that the shutter speed of the camera has reduced significantly, and you all get the Asus photography modes along with the manual mode, which is powerful enough. In bright light, the camera functions good enough and was able to take decent photographs, but in low light the performance was not too good and the camera was mostly slow and sluggish, and the photos came out blurred. So here are some sample shots from the camera of the Zenfone Max. Now you can see that you get mediocre camera performance, and I did face some issues while focusing on the subjects. Even though you have laser autofocus, the color reproduction in bright light is good and you don't get oversaturated photographs, but in low light photos are below par, and overall you'll just get blurs and lag camera. So all in all, the camera is an average performer, and we have seen better cameras in devices like the Ecola 1S and the Redmi Note 3. At the OS end, you get Android Marshmallow with a lot of bloatware thanks to the Zen UI that comes with the package deal. You get all the features like the one-handed mode, gestured mode that you get on almost all the Zenfone devices out there. I honestly feel that the Zen UI is one of the biggest culprits for slowing down the performance on the Zenfone devices because of so many resources that they want. If only there was a near stock experience that the Asus would have provided, the performance of the device would have been a lot more better. Now you get approximately 25 GBs of usable storage with the option to expand it using a memory card, and also you can use a USB OTG through the charging cable that you get on your Zenfone Max. Now when it comes to gaming, considering the price of the device, I was impressed. I didn't notice any major frame drops and heating issues, and the heating was also at a minimal of 39 to 40 degrees centigrade both at back and front, even after 30 minutes of gameplay. The touch was responsive and things were way better than the previous Zenfone Max. The display at 720p was the only thing that was bothering me all the while I was gaming. We have already done a dedicated gaming review on the device that you might want to check out, and I'll provide you the links in the description, and you can also see it on the top right hand side right now. The speaker on the back are not that decent, and they kind of cover it up when you place it on a table or when you are playing games, and the loudness is also not that good. Let's now talk about the best thing about the device, and that's the battery of 5000 mAh, which is non-removable, but you'll get an excellent battery life. For me, the device lasted easily for around 2 days with normal usage of listening to music, playing some casual games and other usual stuffs like calls and WhatsApp. The screen on time of the device is also 8 to 9 hours. However, the only issue here too is that the hardware does not support quick charge. Well, forget about the quick charge. The adapter that comes in the box with the Zenfone Max is rated at 1 ampere, which takes close to around 6 to 7 hours to charge the device completely. So I would recommend you to buy an adaptive fast charger if you're planning to buy the phone that will charge your device in approximately 4 hours, and you'll still get 2 to 3 days of battery life on a single charge depending upon your usage. The call quality on the phone was nice without any call drops or excessive heating issues. The 4G speeds are also decent and the Wi-Fi has a good range. So let's now wrap up with some key points. The Zenfone Max comes with a decent display, a mediocre camera and an average performance when compared to the Redmi Note 3 and the Laico Lao 1S at the same price range. However, you have to remember that this phone is meant for the users who need an average performance with the added battery life that can last for days. So all in all, if you are a moderate user who just need a smartphone with average performance but don't want to run towards the charging socket at the end of the day or even after a few hours, the phone won't disappoint you. The internal storage of 32 GB, dual 4G standby SIM and the ability to act as a power bank to reverse charge your other devices is an added advantage. So friends, that was our full review of the Zenfone Max. Do hit the like and subscribe button, and until next time, take care and have a wonderful day.